Hey guys, Baldy here, and today I'm going to give you an in-depth look on RG Swap and why it's basically my favorite deck of all time. This won't really be like a tutorial on like how you can use it. I've already made a video on that. You can check out my channel. Also, before this starts, I want to say I'm sorry for like not being consistent with uploads at all. My life has been hectic the past week, and lately I just haven't had any motivation to make YouTube videos until now. So yeah, let's just get started. I guess the main reason why I like this deck is just Fractality himself. Like he's a really fun build around card, you know. We don't get that much often nowadays. Mainly because it's hard to balance them. I mean, Snubkey would probably know that since he always complains about build arounds being removed. But luckily, this still exists. Fractality, Red Rare Fighter, 700, 500. Whenever this card's stats are swapped, all allied fighters gain 200 power. Fun fact, this used to draw a card, but it was nerfed. I am still sad about that. Creator of Chaos Watchers, the first person mode is highly recommended. Oh yeah, I have played Chaos Watchers, but that's besides the point. And it's just, this deck, RG in general, is just probably my favorite dual color of all in the entire game. You get fun tools like Scribbles, Sir Ming, Golden Egg Beatings. Okay, Golden Egg Beatings is like slightly busted, but like that doesn't matter. It's just RG Swap in general. It's just you either high roll or you get owned. Because drawing Fractality can be a very, very hard thing to do. I would know. Bricking is like one of the major downsides of decks and TCGs in general. And with a deck like this, I've noticed that I can just win without Fractality, and it just feels like I'm playing a basic red-green deck. And while it's not entirely satisfying to me, I mean, I still win, so I don't know if it really matters that much in the end. But I don't know, it's just something like that. I guess another reason why I really liked RG Swap is this thing right here. Probably one of the most busted starters I have ever seen. Alpha Tree, Uncommon Green Fighter, 300, 300. When this card is cast, destroy a colorless card in your base plate. Put a red and green stone in your base plate. Conference core may feel starstones, but its trees feel the mining rigs. This has some relation to like Solar Conquest lore. No one really cares about that. Like, who cares about the lore? But yeah, this card is just busted because like one colorless, solid stats, and it just ramps for the. You could just ignore the downside completely with stuff like Broken Bone, Depth to the House. I think there's a third one I'm not remembering. Someone in the comments should probably remind me. But Satyr Nourisher, guys, this got buffed like a couple months ago to only be one colorless when it used to cost two. Crazy, right? It's crazy what -1 colorless can do to a card, and how something can be instantly gutted when you add one colorless to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if I continue with this, I'm just gonna stall the video, but like, say to your Nourisher, common green fighter, 600, 600, and whenever a fighter is cast, swap its stats, then swap them back. In this time of great pain, the satyrs tend the last tree. Their reveal burns to its smolders, only for it to rise again. I don't get that bio, but that's whatever. Say your Nourisher is just the best way to swap. Now, I know you could say, oh, well, Wildy, stuff like. No, that's not it. Well, Wildy, but stuff like Detective Profession exists. Okay, but here's the thing. This is 3 colorless studs. I don't think you're gonna get them if you play this card right here. I don't think you're gonna be able to have 3 colorless studs that much. That's why Satyr Nourisher works, because 1 colorless is not that hard to get. But 3? Ooh, that's a lot. Also, side note, Detect Imperfection has like the weirdest stats for a card or action I have ever seen. Like each fighter gains 200 health and power, and then loses 200 health and power. Swap the stats of all fighters twice. I mean, you could just do that with Secure Nourisher, but okay. Lock all fighters for 2 turns, then ready them twice. All players lose, then gain 200 life. Oh yeah, fun fact, Riley hates this card. And then draw a card. Oh, green draw. Well, I mean, it's 3 colorless, so I don't think it really matters. Also, apparently, colorless studs, the color itself does not dictate a pie break. It's like the stud cost itself. It's weird, I know. Ship Architect is also a kind of a busted tool because, like Stud once said, T1 cast Alpha Tree, T2 cast Guardian, T3 cast Ship Architect. I think you can understand why it's busted now. Like, this deck is fun and it has some a little overtuned tools, but I think this could just get dominated by the competitively viable tech, mono red, mono yellow, core blocks, the usual. Oh yeah, Niblix the Star Killer is also a pretty big portion of this deck. Immune to card damage effects. Why did they change? This used to be effects can't damage this card, but why would you do that? What's wrong with you, Mir? Whenever a fighter dies, this card gains 100 health and power. During your end steps, if 4 or more fighters have died, this is last turn. This card deals 10 million damage to all fighters. Wow. So, my issue with this card is actually, why did I even say that? The last part of this effect rarely happens, but it's really funny. An infinite beat stick, basically. Netflix also has some pretty influential stuff in the lore, but who cares about that? Catherine Sojourner is also a big portion of this deck that you would want. This card used to be really boring. Like, it was like a red-green. What's that? Damaging 26? I think that's its name. Yeah, here it is. Whenever enemy fighters cast you 100 damage to it, and this is not a starter, so this is automatically kind of farred. Yes, Terralex, I know you're watching. I'm sorry for dissing this, but I had to say the truth. Ooh, Nin was taken. Fun fact, I actually know Nin. He's a friend. When this card is cast, steal your opponent's terrain, then animate it. So you get a solid static card for that cost, plus probably some other stats, depending on what terrain you steal. It's extremely situational, but very funny when you actually do it. Hi Ying. Best bio ever made, am I right? Lavatic, also someone I know. This dude's like a freaking fossil because of how old he is. When this card is cast, deal 200 damage to a target allied fighter, then draw 2 cards if an allied fighter died to this effect. Instant red-green staple. I don't really know why I have Wish C in here. You can just read this for yourself. I'm not reading all this. But anyways, I think this is probably going to do it for my in-depth analysis on why Red Green Top is my favorite deck of all time, and why the positives outweigh the negatives for me. Please subscribe and give this video a like, and goodbye.